Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome to Footy Judge. More people listen. We know who's late. You can see the screen is empty because he's late as always. But we'll see if he's going to join in a bit. But big up everybody that is here. First of all, we said Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim as always and forever, of course. We always start with the name of Allah, inshallah. Big up everybody that is here. Hit that like button. Arteta outers are everywhere now. Ashraf was called the most deluded fan. You were literally called the most deluded fan in the last show for some reason. What it was, David, one of the most... I don't know. I don't know. What did you say last show? I absolutely have no idea what happened last show. But you said something about your forward line is better than Liverpool or your back line or something like that. Or it was something about you expected to beat Chelsea or something like this. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know which one it is, but none of them is crazy. I even said we are better at scoring goals than Liverpool based on the last two seasons. That's facts. I'm expected to beat Chelsea. I don't know why that's crazy. Like we almost did. So I don't know which one of them is riling up people.
I actually don't know. I absolutely don't know. But listen, big up everybody that is here. David is here with us. Of course, one of the rational Chelsea fans is here, of course. People, hit that like, guys, big up everybody that joins from the Football Terrace. Hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel for now. I actually wanted to start about what we were speaking about before, about the David Coote thing. Quickly, my opinions kind of changed a little bit. David, you were saying something very interesting, that everyone says stuff behind the background, and I agree with you. Mike Dean summarized it. David Coote said what he thinks. Someone abused him. He thinks Jurgen Klopp abused him. And I'm sorry, David Coote said something about Jurgen Klopp, right? Do we know he's been biased? Maybe. But he said something about Jurgen Klopp, who called him a liar, who had a pop at him, right? Is it wrong? Probably it is wrong. To be filmed, yeah. But we know that everyone says that behind the background. People say that about Maresca. People say that about Pochettino, about Pep Guardiola, about Arteta. And I want to hear people's opinions on this, right? He's a referee. He was having something with his mates. He's having a beer or whatever, right? And he said something. He said his feelings, right? And the problem, Ali is absolutely right. The problem is on camera. That is the main problem. I agree with you. That is the main problem. But do we think that because he said that, he's going to be biased against Liverpool? David, you were saying something behind. You were saying, yeah, go ahead.
What I was saying is that, one, I think it's funny that people have realized that referees are just normal people, because I'm sure if there was someone in your workplace who had a go at you, like Jurgen Klopp had a go at him, he'd probably say the same thing. But obviously, if it's on camera and then it gets sent out to your work colleagues, then it's the problem. It's not what you said that's the problem. It's the fact that it's recorded and then it's been released to the world. That's where it becomes a problem. But my thing is that I don't think you can prove that him saying this.
I want Husam to hear this as well, because he released a rant yesterday about him.
Led to them being treated unfairly, because ultimately, everyone could agree with this simple fact. 99.9% of the referees in this country aren't good at their job anyway. So if you're going to sit there and argue that there was a clear bias against your team, I think you're crazy. Because one, I think part of it is incompetence, not even bias. But two, I'm sure you can find evidence of David Coote helping Liverpool in other games. But because it doesn't suit the narrative because of what you just said, people are only going to find the bits that help prove that he's done something. But at the same time, I'm sure if you looked on the other side and you went through all 500 odd Premier League games that Liverpool have had in the past however long, you'll find evidence of them getting helped out. So I don't think there's an inherent bias against Liverpool. I just think that there is a person who's a referee who doesn't like a manager because the manager was very rude to them. But I don't think it's cheating. You know what I mean? That my problem with what people are talking about when it comes to David Coote is the cheating aspect of the issue. Not the fact. I agree with everyone saying, why is this recorded? Because it's stupid. Why do people record themselves doing dumb stuff? I've never.
Yeah, that was kind of a idiotic.
I don't get.
I get your point.
In all aspects of life, if not me, but if I know someone who's going to commit a crime and they're my friend, even as a friend, why am I going to record it? Because that's just going to put him in trouble. Like, if it gets out, that's his problem that he's got to deal with. So
yeah,
that the recording bit I get, but the bit I can't get behind is cheating. Because I don't think it's cheating. Personally, that's just me.
I agree. I agree with David. I don't think I think it's stupid for him to be filming, as David said. But generally, if people are saying that they don't think referees do this behind the scenes and curse certain managers, they curse certain players, they talk amongst each other like this freaking. I'm not gonna curse obviously on the show, but like they probably curse out a lot of players and a lot of managers, right? It's just that this guy was he was snaked because whoever filmed that clearly like snaked him and went and put it. So I don't think it was a bias for sure. And I was saying this backstage as well. I don't think he said anything in the video where that hinted towards him being biased against Liverpool. I think he was just saying, this manager called me this. I hate him. He's a whatever he is. But he never mentioned like, oh, this is why I'm going to referee different against them, or I'm going to be giving them certain decisions. I don't know. I just feel people like took it way beyond. And I don't think he will get suspended. I mean, he might get suspended, but I don't think he'll fully get sacked. I don't think he would.
Do you know what the problem is? There are two ways to look at this. Number one, subconsciously, he's going to be biased against a team that has Jurgen Klopp. Like if he's ref in a game and Jurgen Klopp is on the sideline, subconsciously, he's going to be biased because he doesn't like the guy. However, there is something that happened. He didn't ref Liverpool games for 4 years or 3 years. People are saying that the PG Mall had the video. I doubted that they had the video. Where would they get this thing like, oh, they didn't put him on the Liverpool. Maybe they didn't put him on the Liverpool because games because Liverpool complained. Maybe because they knew that there's tension between this referee and this manager, and they wouldn't put him on the sideline for this manager because they know the fight is coming or the problems are coming. But to suggest that the PGMOL had the video from where? It's just a mate who released the video and found it on a group chat later. Where would they get the video? It is not the referee's friend that works for the PGMOL who filmed the video. I think this is getting out of proportion. The problem with this, and I'm going to say this to be honest, and I think that people are using this. The problem is now everyone is saying, oh, the PGMOL, they are corrupt. They are corrupt. They do this on purpose. They assign referees in the wrong places. I don't think so. And the problem is Arsenal fans now are saying that. Arsenal fans are saying, oh, did you see that cheating against? What does it have to do with you, with all due respect? What is this situation has to do with you? Even if there was a corruption against you, even if you think there is bias, this video has nothing to do with you, by the way. You guys get my point? Like, what is this guy saying that about Jurgen Klopp has anything to do with Arsenal? What is it? Because we know that there are a lot of referees that hate Pep Guardiola. I am sure we're all humans. And Pep Guardiola criticized tons of referees before and called them names on the pitch. We know that. And everyone that played professional sports knows exactly what I'm talking about. I've called referees every single name in the book after games. David, you played. Husam played and you got upset. Ashraf, you played football. Even in amateur level, people call referees that. And my point is that people going up, oh my God, oh, see? The players. I get it that the referees have, and I said that yesterday before Husam comes in, that the referees are the judges and they hold the cards. So they shouldn't have a personal vendetta against someone because at the end you are the judge and you are the one who holds the cards. So it's expected from players to say that and managers to say that against you because you are the judge. You shouldn't hold a grudge. But I'm not going to go and say, oh, this is why the PGMOL are corrupted because if this guy said that. I don't think so, to be honest. That is my opinion on the matter, to be honest. I don't think it's that.
I agree with all three of you. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to shock the audience. I agree with all three of you. I'm a Premier League referee being high on a Class A drug and calling a manager, see you next Tuesday, has no impact whatsoever on his refereeing or his decision making. Or it's okay. It's completely normal. You know, there is nothing that we should. See how silly I sound? There is nothing that we...
No, we didn't say that. Don't twist our words. You're
There's
twisting
nothing
our
I
words.
could take from this video, you guys, at all. It just means nothing, you know? He just called
You're twisting our words.
He just called Jurgen Klopp a German, see you next Tuesday. And yeah, we should just move on with our lives. Like, this doesn't indicate anything. This doesn't show anything. The fact that he didn't ref a Liverpool game for that long, so they knew about this video and didn't take action at the time. Now that it's been released, they've taken the action. And this just shows me that certain referees probably do have it out for certain clubs and do have an agenda against certain clubs or whatever it is. Because if one guy's saying this behind closed doors, then a lot of them are. And that's just the reality of the situation. And when it comes to David Coote, I mean, he was there when the Van Dijk Pickford accident happened and he forgot that he could send Pickford off for that crunching tackle. I've got David here, waffling for 3 minutes when his whole fan base cusses out Anthony Taylor week in, week out. Josh Hart, who's an NBA player, was tweeting about Anthony Taylor, but apparently, refs don't referee certain teams differently. Doku did switching music to McAllister in our penalty box. Nothing given. Adi, we should just move on with our lives. Rodri handballed it away at Goodison Park. We lost the league by a point. Adi, we should just move on with our lives because there's nothing we can take from this video. This guy should be sacked and should be made an example of. And if whoever knew about this hid this fact for the last 2-3 years and didn't give David Coote any Liverpool games, should also be held accountable. Because if you knew about this for 3 years and you didn't do anything about it, that's a bigger issue. Like the fact that you didn't, like, you can't sit there and just not give David Coote any Liverpool game for like 2-3 years, and then all of a sudden now we're like, okay, so it makes sense why you didn't give him any Liverpool game. So you knew about this video. So someone told you about this video and you didn't take action at the time. And now that it's in the court of public opinion, all of a sudden people want him gone. So you had that reaction, but you knew all along, which is a bigger problem. The reality of the situation is the following. If I hate Moroccans and I'm a judge and Saad is being convicted of something, I'm gonna have bias. Whether my bias is 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, it might have an impact on the game. Now, because Liverpool have been amazing for the last 3, 4, 5 years, most of the time, regardless who's the ref, we probably end up winning a game of football. So me going through the results and showing you the results means nothing, because I'm going to end up winning because I have a very good team. Not like we won a massive percentage of our games under Jurgen Klopp. We had seasons where we finished 99 points, 98 points, 96 points. So obviously we won a whole lot of games regardless of the referee. So that's the thing. I'm the type of person that calls out my club and insults the referee at the same time. That's what I do. I don't just say it's a conspiracy to stop Liverpool. No, I say the referees are shit and my club should also be doing more in the transfer window. We can do both. I hate these people who act like there's no gray area. We can't sit up here and do both. Like, I either have to say my club do better and the referees do whatever you want. Khalas. Yalla, it's the zoo now. Like you, whoever want to act like a lion, whoever want to act like a fish, whoever want to act like a snake, yalla, do whatever the hell you want. And he insulted Scousers as well, which is why he should never be a referee.
Yeah, I don't think he did, but fine.
Again, Husam, I agree he should be sacked.
Yeah, me
it's on
too.
Video.
Never said that.
It's stupid.
Never said otherwise.
And I agree. This is where I think, like,
you didn't hear us, by the way, Husam, when we said subconsciously, we think.
Subconsciously,
we actually know that when someone he does have bias. We all know that. This is why people say if someone is a Man United fan, for example, if in a Liverpool game, subconsciously, it's not by choice. You're going to be biased. And if he hates Jurgen Klopp, and I said that in the beginning, and I agree with you on this, if he hates Jurgen Klopp, subconsciously, if Jurgen Klopp is on the sideline, he's going to be biased. It's something that you can't help it. It goes for everything.
But again, if we go down
he was on VAR when the Pickford Van Dijk thing happened.
Again,
what you don't understand, also, Mike Dean said it. Mike Dean said, I'm sorry, David. Let me put this because Sam didn't hear us in the beginning. I'm sorry. Mike Dean said that you know that this happens behind the scenes between the referees. Let me give you an example. If Thomas Frank tomorrow go have a pop at a referee and call him a liar and call him this, when the referee goes home to his wife and he goes with his friends, he's gonna say, "Bro, did you see this guy? This whatever? Did you see this fucker calling me a liar in front of everyone?" This happens, right? Does it affect his decisions or not? That is a different story. And you're assuming that they knew about it. And by the way, he refed a cup games for Liverpool in the middle, and he was on VAR in the 4 years. And you're assuming that someone knew about this video.
Though.
No, he was. I just checked it.
Not the main referee in the Premier League for 2 years.
Not in the Premier League, but in the cup, which is the same.
But again, Husam, in order for
why do you assume they knew? Go ahead, Dave.
If he was involved in the Rodri and the
he wasn't actually.
He has to be involved in the past 2 years.
He was the
VAR guy.
But he wasn't in the VAR room. He didn't make a decision. It's not his problem.
No, he was the fourth official, not the VAR. But he was the fourth official.
Okay.
But regardless,
the point is, Husam, you are assuming.
No, but there is something I have to respond to. Mo is saying they go home and they cuss out these people anyway. Okay.
Yes. The problem is the video.
Okay, so I can say there's a difference between when we end the stream, I go like, man, Ashraf is a useless fraud, versus I say it publicly in front of 700 people. So after, imagine Ashraf speaks for 5 minutes and as soon as he's done, like, Ashraf, you don't know ball, you're shit. I say this publicly. Compared to when we end the stream, it's different. So I don't give a fuck what they say behind closed doors.
Oh yeah. But that's you agree.
Said something today. You have to at least give the illusion that you're neutral. At least give the illusion that you're not
100%. 100%.
You have to. Me as someone who like watches Premier League football, you have to at least convince me that you're not biased. That's it. And
100%.
Yeah, and by the way, one thing as well people are not talking about at all is the fact that it's so obvious. You know, allegedly the guy was on some form of something because people who know.
I actually hold on.
That's an even bigger problem.
By the way, I heard you say this the other day, and I completely disagree with you. David Coote always, for me, looked like this on the pitch. He looked like I'm not a doctor.
That makes it even worse, Mo.
I'm not a doctor, but to be honest with you,
Colombia's finest.
Hold on. I always questions David Coote's attitude with players. I'm gonna give you an example. The way he acted when he was giving Tomiyasu the red card, bro, that is someone who I'm sorry, Husam. I know that you think he's sniffing something, but the reality is, when I'm watching him giving cards, David Coote's attitude on the pitch, which is something I questioned the PGMOL many times on your show and here. They choose referees, to be honest with you, wrong in terms of attitude. What is the guy? Simon Hooper's attitude on the pitch is so strange for a football referee. He doesn't communicate well. David Coote doesn't know how to communicate with people, normal people. Bro, he was Arsenal players were trying to understand why would he give Coote, whatever. David Coote. In my opinion, there's a lot of English referees that have a problem with attitude. And when they go to Europe, people start questioning them. Not all of them. There are some of them that their attitude is normal. It started with Mike Dean. Mike Dean's attitude on the pitch was weird. How did you become a referee that long with that attitude on the pitch? Right? So David Coote is just a continuation of how referees on the pitch in the Premier League, they just act weird, Husam. It doesn't have to be that he's on something. He's just a strange guy, to be honest. That is my take on it.
But again, if we go with the thought process of the PGMOL knew about this and made sure David Coote wasn't involved with Liverpool games. Liverpool therefore would have gained an advantage over every other team in the league because there's a ref that would have been known to have a bias against them. But we all know that every ref will have a bias against at least one team. But because that one person doesn't have a video recording of them saying this, that, and the other, yes, obviously that makes things different. But Liverpool have now gained an advantage over all the other 19 teams in the league because they now don't have a referee involved that will go against them. Because again, Chelsea fans will tell you Anthony Taylor has screwed us over in many games. If there's a secret video out there of Anthony Taylor saying, I don't like Chelsea and this, that, and the other, but because that video hasn't been released yet, he still gets to referee Chelsea games. We've been screwed over more than Liverpool ever have been. But again, like
than Liverpool ever have been, really?
No. But do you know what I mean? In terms of this one branch,
well done, lads. Good process.
A refereeing issue.
Spurs last
we would have been
season.
screwed over more. No, but that's a different issue. That's a VAR incompetency. I'm talking about when it comes to referees not liking a certain team or a certain manager. This, if they knew about it for the past 3 years, I'm sure there are other videos bobbling about of this referee or that referee saying they don't like this person, they don't like that player, they don't like.
But
this,
your logic is so illogical. Two wrongs don't make a right.
No,
they don't make a right. 100%, you're right. Yeah, they don't.
What I'm saying is,
what's your logic? There are other refs who hate other teams as well. Okay, and that's worse.
Sam, so what do you recommend in Italy? By the way, there are referees that ref Inter Milan games. They are from Torino. The referees that ref Inter, they are from Napoli. There are people that ref Napoli. They are from Milan, from Torino, from this team. But what can they do then? I get your problem, Husam, which is what you said. On video, make it more. By the way, Mike Dean released a video. He said, the problem with Coote is that your mate recorded you. It's so damning to everyone around you. And Mike Dean actually said something that is very true, which is one of the things that I respected him for saying. He said it's damaging for the rest of us, for the other referees as well. Because now you are...
Because of exactly what David just said.
Yeah, because I know I've seen my manager swear at a referee or go like. Do you remember when what's his name? When Neil Warnock, Chelsea. So we relegated Cardiff City. Chelsea scored a goal. It's so offside. It's ridiculous. It's one of the worst goals that I've ever seen conceded. Neil Warnock had a go at the referee and then just stood in front of him for 5-10 minutes and followed him everywhere he went, man marking him like he was Ander Herrera. He did that the whole time. You're telling me that now that referee's not going to dislike Cardiff City every time he manages Cardiff City or when he's against the Neil Warnock team.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
But this is what I'm saying. Like
everyone,
they all do it.
Neil Warnock,
no one in this world
face consequences.
It's just impossible.
Why didn't the referee face consequences?
They should. Everyone knows they should.
Okay, but you can't say this because you're on a public platform. Instead of you saying there are other refs who hate other teams as well, you must say how can we solve this problem?
No,
first
but
referees,
my problem is.
Let me tell you the solution. The referees need to give interviews after game. because just like Maresca, Slot, Arteta have to answer questions, the referees need to answer these questions as well. Why did you give that as offside? Why did you give that as a red card? What happened? Dissent, blah, blah, blah. Answer all these questions. Number two, there must be a harsh relegation and promotion system, of which if a referee makes a consistent mistake, they get relegated to the championship. And I know they do it right now, but you don't know the problem.
Yeah.
They keep backing them publicly, meaning whenever a referee makes such a clear and obvious error, they will back that completely, because by the letter of 101I section B, if someone punched you in the face but the offside, the ref didn't see it, it's okay. Like, they'll find some way to get out of it, but they need to essentially relegate referees, because the best team in the
The one thing I'll say about that, Husam, while I agree with you, and I think referees should be mic'd up during games, or at least
100%.
their decisions should be explained instantly so that fans know. The only thing I will say, and this is something the PGML have said before, and I think many referees have said this in the past, and unfortunately, whether we like it or not, this is the reality of things, right? Football fans everywhere, there is the hooligan section that do take things to another extreme. So imagine if it publicly comes out that this referee has made a mistake and the PGML calls it out, you're going to have more aggression and violence against some of these referees. There's many incidents where referees get attacked in other countries. There are referees that get chased when they're driving away, for example. So I think they're trying to protect referees from that, because the reality is football fans are extremely emotional. And some section of the fans, obviously not 90%, maybe just 10%, they actually take things 2-3 steps too far, which is why there has to be some level of protection. You can't say they have to completely be unprotected, but I do agree that they should at least be mic'd up and explain certain things.
I've always
100%.
ever since VAR's been introduced, all they have to do is copy rugby. Just say, literally, have a mic whenever there's a big decision. Go I've got a foul. I've got a foul on Gabriel tackling Neto, right? And then the VAR's going well, I'm looking at this. Can you see this angle? Yes, I can see this angle. What are you seeing? And then just have a little conversation. And even if it takes, I'd rather it takes two. This is one thing that always annoyed me when everyone's like, VAR takes too long. Why do you care if it takes too long?
So what?
I'd rather it takes 5 minutes and it gets the right answer than it takes 30 seconds and we're here debating every week. Oh, VAR.
But David, these are the same idiots who will say VAR has ruined the game. Get it out. We have to celebrate twice. It's so stupid. Do you understand that 95 or 97% of whatever decisions are made now are actually correct? Would you rather go back to a situation back then where your team concedes a goal and then you see after the game it's 10 yards offside or something like that? I still remember when we beat Chelsea years ago. I think Van Persie scored 2 goals at the Stamford Bridge and both goals were offside. Both. Well, one of them was miles offside. Van Persie was probably sitting next to the keeper. And we ended up winning 2-1. And this is against my own team that I'm saying. Anyone who's saying VAR has ruined the game is just an idiot. It's people behind VAR that have caused these issues.
Imagine on Sunday we lose 2-1 and then the Havertz offside goal is a thing. I'm fuming because I know we've got the technology to review it and to correct it, but oh no.
Lewis wouldn't be able to sleep.
I'm gonna listen. I want to move on from this, but there are a couple of super chats that are related to this. However, I'm gonna see John's comment here before I do the super chat. He's saying when managers abuse refs during game time, no fans have a go at the manager. If it's found out that the same ref hates the manager, it is the problem. It's a problem.
I disagree with this.
He's saying but I'm gonna say one thing here. The difference is, John, is that the referee is the judge.
Exactly.
It's part of the game. And by the way, when after the game,
manager doesn't impact the ref's life. The opposite is true.
Sometimes we get to write reports about referees and here in the league after to improve, and sometimes they get assessed. People know that. And they ask the managers and the captains of teams. We say one thing. The better referees are the ones that are able to control the players and the managers' anger. Why? Because they are the judges. They are the people that hold the cards. You have to accept that this is part of the game. Yes, there is a line. There is a line that you cannot pass, but also you are the judge. As Husam said, you affect this person's life. The manager won't affect your life. If he cussed you and you know you did the right thing, your life, you're going to still ref the next game. But
I'll give you the most basic example ever so you'll get what me and Mo are saying. Liverpool play Southampton next. If Arne Slot insults the referee, and the game finished.
And the referee
Like
did the
nothing
right
happened.
thing, and the
But
PG Moss thinks that is the right thing.
If
Yes.
the reverse happened, he can just give a bogus penalty against Liverpool. We lose
Yeah.
1-0. And
So that
say,
is the
and the
thing.
VAR will say it's not a clear and obvious error, so we don't have to correct it.
So that
Then
is, John, that is the response. We always tell referees and the captains, the managers, do not retaliate to players' anger, because they are always under your discretion. You're the one who's deciding things. Any referee that reacts to players' anger is wrong. Right away.
While I agree with you guys, and I'm on your side, I this is how I think about it as well. Referees should learn to be stay composed regardless of what happens. But we have to, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. We have to also look at the other side. When managers, especially high-profile managers like Pep, like even if you want to call Arteta that right now, or managers of big teams, Maresca,
No,
Scott.
he's not. But
No. I'm taking managers of big teams, because if you're Maresca and you're unknown,
I'm joking.
but you're managing Chelsea, yeah, fair. You have to remember the other side as well. When they yell at referees like that consistently and curse like that, sometimes that does intimidate referees. And sometimes referees take that into account when they're giving decisions for those teams.
What
Ferguson was known for that, right?
Yes. What me and Dave disagree with Husam is that everyone, Arsenal, Liverpool fans, assumed right away that because the referee's opinion of a manager, they are biased by choice. That's what me and Dave disagree with that. This is the notion. I agree subconsciously they might be biased, but also a lot of managers abuse referees. And to be honest, I think the solution for this, okay, apart that it was on video, is
how about Michael Oliver and City decisions then? Because I can bring you a whole list.
This is so strange.
It's not strange at all. I remember all the decisions.
Husam,
Kovacic should have been sent off twice at the Emirates.
if you're gonna
Local music to McAllister, Rodri handball, Michael Oliver was the referee.
So what you're saying is
what if Michael Oliver thinks the same thing? Then what?
Thinks the same thing about who?
What if Michael Oliver
I don't know. Okay, to be honest with you, I don't know the solution.
Okay, what if Michael Oliver thinks Arteta and Klopp
hold on,
are both see you next Tuesdays?
Guys, people, hold on. It is very strange that Michael Oliver is fucking involved in all the big decisions over the past 3-4 seasons with Man City. It's just strange. I have no solution for that. There is no.
By the way, forget that, because let's say somehow that's all a coincidence, right? Could be just a coincidence. Let's for example assume it's a coincidence.
Can't be. Go ahead.
No, for example, let's
the Michael Oliver situation is impossible.
I agree, Mo, but let's hypothetically just say it's all coincidence. Somehow Michael Oliver is so unlucky.
Okay,
how on earth are you as an organization
still putting him on City games?
No, not that. Forget that. Because if they think it's all coincidence, they're not going to make a decision different, right? How on earth could you as an organization find out that this referee, there's nothing wrong with that. He wants to do some extra side money for business, but fair enough. How could you know that this referee goes to Abu Dhabi, employed by the owners of of Man City, and referees there, and let him referee Man City games in the Premier League? By the way, I don't think, because that subconscious bias could
conspiracy theory again.
It's not a conspiracy. I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I think it's just incompetence. I don't think they're doing it on purpose.
Go ahead, Dave.
What happens if tomorrow Michael Oliver has a video released? I hate Pep Guardiola. He's a dickhead. Now what? What happens then?
That's unlikely as hell, bro.
No. I'm saying is that if that video got released tomorrow, is it now that he's biased against Man City? Even though you guys could list all the examples of
what's the possibility of
what I'm saying is you're not gonna find someone. There's no one in this world who's gonna do that job and not be subconsciously biased to somebody, because the nature of the job will make you annoyed at a group of something.
What you're saying is that
David,
no, this is wrong, Dave. This is wrong.
I know it's wrong.
No, Dave, hold on, Husam. He's wrong. He's saying that all of them are biased, Husam. The integrity of the whole game. It's done. What are you talking about?
No, Mo. I think every single
he literally destroyed the Premier League in one sentence.
I think every referee in every league is biased towards a certain group of someone. Genuinely,
that makes it worse then.
No.
What are you talking about?
No, because right. I think it genuinely, as a person, right. You have to be a special type of person to receive all that abuse, all these decisions, and be impartial 100% every single time. I just don't think.
No, genuinely they are. And I've been told by a lot of referees they are. They said we
I-
really. It
I think-
comes
I
with
think- I
bro.
think
Mark
Mo.
Clattenburg spoke about it. Howard Webb spoke about it. Colina spoke about it. He said it's part of being a top. He said there is a massive difference between a top referee and referees that don't make it to that top. Is that the experience makes us unbiased, even with the abuse. When we sit on that pitch,
But Mo, my point is,
on
if,
being told, he said,
if one person can believe, if you can believe
Audio,
that
audio,
one
Mo.
person,
Yeah, Mo,
if
your
you
mic
can
keeps
believe-
cutting.
if you can believe that
Oh,
one
maybe I'm-
person is biased against your team, why can I not believe that every single one of them is biased to a degree?
Okay, David, I'll tell you the problem. I've already rebutted your point. Whether they are biased or not, you must create the illusion in everyone's mind that you are unbiased. You get the point? So the
Yes,
issue is the
and
following. Me
99
headed into a
is
game.
not.
Hear me out. Listen to understand. Don't listen to respond. You're a City sympathizer, I can tell. When it comes to this conversation, listen. You must, while we're all let's say we switch on this TV right now and we all watch Bournemouth versus Ipswich. Has no impact on any of our lives. The referee must create the idea for us all that he's unbiased. So the issue is this whole thing was released publicly. And what makes matters worse is the fact that he did not referee, I just double checked, a Liverpool game for 3 seasons. So they knew about this in the Premier League. So they knew about this. Meaning that now it's an issue because it's the court of public opinion. But you knew about this secretly. And if you knew about this secretly, why didn't you punish the guy? So there is a lot of sub issues here. Now, if you're telling me there are certain referees biased against certain clubs, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that exists. But you must at least convince me that you're impartial when I'm watching. That's all I'm saying.
100. Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, bro. At least make
Hey,
it.
David,
Create an illusion in my mind. You're
David,
impartial.
I'm gonna tell you something, David, which is I think this
David
is
Coote asked to referee
completely-
Liverpool against Man City at Anfield
this-
2 weeks from now.
every-
You know this?
David. It destroys your
Do
point.
you know
David.
this, David? David Coote asked to referee the Liverpool City game at Anfield 3 weeks from now. What are your comments? Go ahead, David.
Wait, I'll rebuttal that quickly, Husam. But do we know how many other referees also asked? Because if 7-8 of them asked, then it's nothing crazy.
David Coote also has
Let
a
me,
100% win record with Manchester City.
Let me guys do.
Then,
okay.
But then, wait, sorry. But that goes against your point from earlier, Husam, because Man City are too good. No matter how bad the refereeing is, sometimes they'll just win games.
He didn't even draw once. Fucking hell.
I don't know. Mikey, Mo, just declare you're ignorant to the issue of English football referee. Yeah, Mikey, you're watching me now, along with a brilliant 749 people, and you're the 750 people, 50 person, and I'm here on this side of the camera, and you're there watching me and commenting, trying to rattle me, and I'm not rattled, my friend. Alhamdulillah, with all the people's support, I'm very successful. Alhamdulillah, but you are so rattled, Mikey. So thank you for your comment. You just increased me by 1 viewer, which makes me money. So thank you, Mikey, Habibi. Appreciate you so much. Guys, there's over 750 people here. Let's get to 500 likes. Let me do some of these super chats as well. Luke, listen to Luke and hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. People, come on, hit that like button. There's 750 people here. Thank you, Luke, for the support as always. Super sticker for food, money, fun. Super sticker, thank you so much. Support. No more Rice Krispies. I am sorry, you can't say a racist remark as a pro.
And here's
Okay.
the thing.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Because now I don't know this. Was he racist when he said a German cunt? I don't know. How do people take it? I don't know.
Okay, Mo, if I say Mo, you're a twat, versus if I say Mo, you're an Egyptian twat, it's a difference. There's a difference.
It's different.
You
yes.
cannot give the insult a nationality. Immediately,
Yes.
people think that you're
All right.
biased towards people from said country. That's
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe yes. You're right. See? I'm learning. It is up to Sky to go full tech or Amazon as well. No, Tom, it's not. Surely the Leno have the same training as the refs. It's a center syndrome with a whistle. And I said that before. The problem with them, you telling me, Tom, that every single professional referee in the biggest league in the world are biased and they aren't fair. That destroys the whole point. But guys,
David doesn't realize that he makes it worse, bro. David's argument and this argument worse.
David, what you said, David, I don't think you understand the weight of what you said. What you just said, David, destroys the integrity of every single season in the Premier League.
Like
Whole game, done. It's done. Shouldn't be playing. We shouldn't be playing.
No, but
Because
my
if
point-
someone
my point
goes
is-
into the game, David, Liverpool lost the league by 1 point twice.
let
If
me
what you're
explain.
saying is right, that
Let me
means
explain.
all of this is garbage. Khalas,
Let me
we
explain.
cannot take anything serious.
Klopp
It's
is a 3-time Premier League
Let me
winner. Let's
explain.
go.
it's done.
Let me explain. My point
Yes,
is
yeah,
that
go ahead.
no matter how much you try and be like not have any bias, subconsciously, every person on this planet has a bias towards A or B. Like it's one of those things where you almost can't do anything about it. So if we're gonna sit here and say we need to find 20 people who 10 people who every week are unbiased all the time, 100%.
No, but
You're
David,
not-
this is why you need to
you're not gonna
introduce
find-
parameters.
you're not
This
gonna
is why you
find
need
it.
to introduce
No.
parameters that reduces it. So when you
David.
have referees mic'd up, for example, when referees have to give a public report about the game afterwards, that holds them accountable to life. So even if that bias is there, because it's now going public and everyone knows it, and there is clear auditing happening to the public every single week, let's say, even if you have that bias, it's going to start reducing more and more and more and more. It's like
Yeah,
you having a
yeah.
bias with your let's say you're a manager in your company and you clearly have a bias towards a certain race or towards a certain nationality, but every single time you interview candidates after every week, you have to give a report to your management, right? That itself will make sure that your bias is not coming to play as much. Because your management now is getting this
You
public
guys know?
report and
Do you guys know what the problem is? David is the only one of us currently play professional sport.
No, my thing with it is that I don't think that the bias that all these referees have.
I hope you get sent off on your Prem debut.
Oh, the refs hate me, by the way. Don't worry. They all know who I am.
Fucking play
They all hate
professional
me.
sport today.
The refs hate me. To
You
this
literally
day.
are about to play in what, in 45 minutes? You're about to play, right?
No. I played
today.
on the week. I played on the weekend, and if I sent you all the fouls that happened against me, I'm telling you that's not unconscious.
Did you
There's
score?
a bias thing, but I know
He
it.
plays football.
but
He plays American football. He plays.
sometimes you just got to roll with it. You just got to roll
wow,
with it.
that's
You gotta
a
roll
He
with it.
plays. He plays
That's
American
a
football in
plot twist.
England. Yeah. He plays
But
American
anyway,
football.
my point is that I think they all have a bias. Whether they act on that bias is a different thing.
But David,
You-
why do you keep ignoring my point? Honestly, why?
No, but Husam, I agree with
At
you.
least
You have to
convince
give-
me you're not
you have-
biased as a
Husam,
spectator. That's all I'm asking
Husam,
for.
You have to give the illusion that you're
Yes.
not biased. No, I
Thank
agree
you. That's the
with you.
point.
No. So what my point is that I think they all have a bias. I think all of them have a bias.
I disagree with you. Completely disagree
Okay,
with this.
fine. Even if you disagree with that point, the point of you have
Because
to
I know
give
it is wrong. Because I speak to referees. I know it is wrong.
cool.
So if
Believe
Bournemouth are playing Ipswich, why should the ref be biased then?
I disagree with you, David. I know. I know for a
it.
fact.
You know,
Because I
Again.
listen to Colina and I listen to top referees talk about this particular issue. When people ask them, how do you remove your bias? When he said that's the difference between a top referee and not a top referee. We don't make it up here until we remove our emotions from the game. Otherwise, there's no integrity in the game, David. This is
fine.
it's actually a very simple,
we might have-
logical thing.
right now we might have 5 of them in the world. Unfortunately, there are 50 top 5 league matches that go on every week. There are not 50 elite.
You
referees
guys
in the
know
world.
what the problem with this is? Is that Arsenal fans going on the line with Liverpool fans and just, you know what I mean? Wallahi, there is a saying in Arabic that only the people that will know Arabic will know that. It's called خدوني معاكم لأحرق نفسي. It's something in Egypt. It's take me with you. Anyway, the people in Arabic and Egypt will understand this. Ashraf will know it. I just
we're
can't
trend
translate
hoppers.
it
We're not trend
because
setters. Yeah,
it's-
we're trend hoppers.
because it's bad. Let me do that.
By the way, for the guys in the comments, we get it. Fine. It's not racism. Our mistake. It's xenophobia. We get it. Fair enough.
It's
not
xenophobia.
racism.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
it's
xenophobia.
xenophobia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Husam, these guys, thank you, Nilit Pal. Here is like being a thief. Actually, we didn't say that, but don't get caught. Instead, criticizing the behavior and racist comments. It's the xenophobic comments. These 3 people are saying everyone does it. How about say people in certain jobs should not think like that? That's a very, very fair comment from Nilit Pal. I agree.Maybe David Coote should not think like that.
That's what I'm trying to explain to David.
Right.
People shouldn't think this way in this role. Because a manager can only affect a referee's life by insulting him. Like him personally, like, or whatever, like, you look like a fish today, whatever, like, you insult him or something. But the referee can actively ruin a manager's life by ruining his job, by affecting silverware, by doing a whole lot of stuff. Like, The manager can't give a penalty against the ref, but the ref can give a penalty against the manager. That's why it's different. When you're a judge, when you're a jury, you cannot have bias towards certain things. As I said, I give the example again. If Saad has committed a crime and I have a past of hating on Moroccans, even if I affect his outcome 1%, then it's bad, and I can't be involved in the decision making. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you, Nilit Pal. It's a very good super chat, to be honest. Tom is saying moral is Escobar powder on a camera. What the F?
Mo, let me tell you something straight up. David will know, because people of that age know when someone's like that. He is on something. I promise. It's something.
He's either on something or he's very autistic. And I don't mean that in like a rude way. Like genuinely,
Yeah.
I just mean like,
And Dave, I always saw that. I always
on
saw
the
that.
spectrum.
I
Like-
always saw
But
that.
you know, Mo, you're making it worse because you're saying he did it before every game. Then, like, it's
No, you don't
go in the
understand.
fucking referee
This is-
bathroom
this
and
is-
just you get me.
Wallah al-Azim, always thought that David Coote has a very strange personality on the pitch and dealing with people. Go and watch the games and how he interacts with managers and players. It's not normal. He doesn't have that authority on the game. He doesn't look people in the eye as much. He looks away. It's a very strange, to be honest, behavior from him. If the referees are mic'd up and give interviews, they will be more careful as they will have more accountability. I think that should be the first step. I actually think they should be mic'd up. They should interviews and stuff. Fine. Do you know what the problem with that, Akash, is? If they make a mistake and someone tells them they made a mistake and they admit it to make a mistake, it makes it worse. Has anyone thought about it that way? Imagine a referee makes a mistake. We all make mistakes. And after the game, he discussed it with his crew and they admit he made a mistake. If he goes public and said, I made a mistake, do you understand how the fans will react? Can you imagine there's a big
Not
game?
all of them, though. It depends.
But,
the magnitude.
I'm just
But
gonna
how
give
is
you a
that
situation.
different? How is that
Just gonna
different from
give-
what happened when the PGML comes out and apologizes and said this was a mistake?
No,
How's that?
there is a difference between a mistake and the referee admitting it's a mistake. I'm going to give you an example. Let's imagine the referee doesn't give a penalty and the game ends 0-0 and the league gets won by a point, like the Liverpool team.
Yeah.
And the referee after the game said, yeah, after discussing it with my mates and the referees, we actually thought we made a mistake. What is stopping Liverpool from taking them to court and said, you made a mistake, we need a game replay?
They cannot, because last year the PGML have come out many times, last 2 seasons in fact, saying we apologize on behalf of this ref. This was a mistake. A penalty should have been given, or this foul should not have been given.
Have you
or this
noticed
goal
that
should have
none
been
of them...
no one
have you
sued
noti-
anyone.
Have you noticed that none of them are mistakes that the referees made on purpose? Like the Arsenal ones, they justified that it was a goal for Newcastle. The Liverpool one, they literally said it's an honest mistake. It's a miscommunication. You cannot say that they made a mistake on purpose. The Doku one, they justified it and they said the referee was right. Every single big decision was justified.
Wait, Mo, I'm confused. You're saying mistake on purpose? Is it on purpose or is it a mistake?
Now we got it wrong. They haven't got it. That the referee himself said I got it wrong. They always said
Yes.
he interpreted it wrong. He interpreted it wrong. Imagine if the referee himself says I got it wrong. They always say, other referees' opinion, they always come like this. I would have given it.
But
But
how
they
is
never-
that different
it's
from
interpret-
last season in the first game when Onana punched the Wolves player and then Howard Rep and the referees came out saying, yeah, that should have been given. That was a
Yeah, but the
mistake.
referee.
How's that different?
But the referee said they said the referee interpreted it wrong. If he says I had it wrong, it's different than people say I would have given it. For example, if I tell
Yeah.
you I would have given this, you can say, well, my opinion is different. I wouldn't have given it. I thought it was not a penalty. That is my opinion. Anyway, let me just finalize this so we can actually talk about football because this is absolutely ridiculous. It's we did a cash ass twitching over a rabbit nose with corruption. Tom, you're taking it to a different
Yeah,
level.
you can hold that, Mo. Khalas, David
can
told
do
you
it.
he has been on substances. Khalas, he's on substances. David knows. 'Cause-
Whoa.
No, because David, you're of that age where you have met young people who do that shit.
What he's trying to scapegoat David. on
Bro,
this
if you
thing.
met 10 years ago, I could tell you who's high on
Why are we
something.
acting like 30-year-olds ain't done this? I'm not 30.
No, but you're 19, so it exists more around you. That's what I'm saying.
Nah. Let's not do that.
Husam doesn't know actually. Cocaine does not. Anyway, Husam. Cocaine does not revolve around 19 years old. It's actually 30 plus. Anyway.
Hey, makes sense.
John, thank you, John. Big up, Mo. You hate my club, but I support you, bro. Ignore the haters. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, there's a lot of haters out there, John. We're trying to give content out here, discussion and opinions, and people are just hating, bro. Thank you, John. Wallahi, I appreciate you. W is for my guy, John. We're just supporting the channel for the love. Like, thank you. W's, guys, in the chat, please, for John, because that is just love for the love, guys. W is for my guy, John. Just put in W's for my guy, John, to be honest. Thank you, John, for supporting the channel. Appreciate you so much. Naps is saying, David, going on video like that is indicative of more than simple bias. Think what it would take for you to say stuff like that on video.
Hence why I said
Being high. Being high.
No. I think I think literally like he took offense to him calling him a liar and stuff like that.
Also, have you seen the game that he's talking about, or the presumed game he's talking about? Because I think it was Liverpool versus Burnley in like lockdown.
Yeah,
we lost that one. We did.
And like Klopp follows him for a very long time, shouting a lot of bad words at him. So, do you know what I mean? Doesn't surprise me. He's got.
But do you guys know that actually I looked and researched? I think actually he got fined, Jurgen Klopp, for that. You guys know that, right? He got fined for that. So there was punishment.
Yeah, he should. That's the law, right? That's the law.
Yeah, he should. Husam, remember in our watch-alongs, we used to pray, Klopp, please don't anger these referees post-match. Yeah. Moving on, after 52 minutes of discussing the referees and the bias, I actually forgot what this show is about. Yes. Tom with the last super chat regarding this. Would look like he is in my gaff on a weekend done. I don't understand this.
What?
Okay, Tom clearly has wild parties going on. Big up to you, Tom.
Okay, Tom. Maybe you can invite us when we.
No need to invite us.
No, I'm not there.
Go ahead, Mo. Yeah, invite
come
Mo
on.
alone.
Okay, invite me, bro. Invite me, Tom, when I come to the UK. Listen, Arteta outers everywhere. Arteta outers are everywhere. The war between the fan base. I'm not sure you guys have Twitter. Everyone here has
Ivory
Twitter,
Ultra
guys.
about to cry in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Mo.
Husam, the day they drew to Chelsea, the war and the way people talk about Arteta. Number one, Arteta lost the plot, and I said that yesterday. Jess, you guys know Jess. All of us know Jess. She literally tweeted something that I never thought that she would tweet. She said that he's going full on Ten Hag way. Exactly like what Saad said on Al Ahwa. Didn't Saad say that, Husam, on Al Ahwa? Or someone said that on Al Ahwa?
No, Saad said he's in the Ten Hag arc.
Yes, she said that. He's saying stuff. He said we dominated Chelsea. Are the Ten Hag outers right now?
Ten Hag.
Sorry, are the Arteta outers right now? Have they been, also I wanted to, have they been proven right? The people that said Arteta out from the beginning. The people that didn't like Arteta.
No, because we don't know how the season is gonna end. I mean, they could be proven right at the end of the season if we regress.
Hold on, I disagree with you. So you think Arteta?
Habibi,
If
let
he
him
doesn't-
answer the fucking question, then disagree.
Yeah, because I don't think he
Ashraf is a
understand the
nice guy,
question.
so he'll let you interrupt him. Shut the hell up, Mo. Let him answer. You fraud.
Let him ask. What's your question?
يا أخي, look at this guy, يا أخي. Ask his question
زعلته.
and 2 words. After 2 words, he interrupts, يا أخي. Go ahead, Ashraf.
Go
Sorry
ahead,
for the
Ashraf.
rude-
Khalas, go ahead, Ashraf. Go ahead. Oh my God.
No, look, if obviously he regresses us at the end of the season, then yes, I think you could come out and say that. Because you're asking, have they been proven right? Like, how will we know that? mid-season?
Exactly. But even if he lost, does that make them right? See, here, this is the question, Ashraf.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay, hold
I
on.
agree with that.
You really agree with this?
No. I agree with you that he wasn't a bad manager because he did take us from a place where we were 8th and we didn't even dream of competing for a league. Now people will reference, oh, look how much money he spent. Yeah, but all the teams also spend that much money. You have to remember, whatever money we spent, when he took over, City were miles ahead. I could say that City are probably comfortably 3 or 4 levels ahead of us, right? So of course we had to spend that kind of money to catch up. It's not crazy to say, but he spent 700 million. He spent 800 million. Yeah, that's the only way you could catch up. That's the only way you could compete. So to say that, but if they're saying that he was never good enough to win as the league, which, by the way, a lot of the people you might be referencing, that's what they said. And that's what I remember them saying on videos. Then, yeah, they could be proven right at the end of the season. But if you're saying, if they said from the beginning, he's a shit manager, he's a bad manager, he's not good enough to build us and take us forward, then of course that's bullshit, because he has taken us forward 100%. And look, this season, he might still end up with something. So we don't know, right?
That is see, Husam, that is why I interrupted him, because it wasn't about should he be out or not at the end of the season. Was he a bad manager? Guys, there are people that say now, right, that he is just a bad manager. He's not good enough. Flawless thinks he's a bad manager. He's not a good manager. And other people as well. And people tell us that, Mo, you wouldn't take him at Inter now because he's a bad manager. He's not a bad manager. I disagree.
For those who say that, like, this, before Sarri came to Chelsea and won the Europa League with them, at his Napoli stint, did anyone think he was a bad manager? I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case. Right? And if you remember, and if you guys remember, by the way, this is not me trying to make a statement.
Cigarettes cool. Big up, sorry.
This is not me trying to make a statement justifying why we should keep. I'm already saying if he regresses us, we should sack him. But
do you know how many Arabs
don't remember
Sarri as their Snapchat story, bro?
Yeah, exactly. For those who don't remember, Sarri in 2015 or 16, I can't remember, finished 9 points behind Juventus in the league. Right? I think Juventus at 91, Napoli 82. The next season finished 5 points behind them, so progressed them. The season after, he hit 91, but Juventus did a little bit better, 94. So again, 4 points difference, progressed them again. And then he left. He left to Chelsea. He didn't get sacked, but he left. They get, guess who? Carlo freaking Ancelotti. You would logically think this team that's been progressing year on year on year is now going to go to the next level because they just got one of the best managers of all time. They finished 12 points behind Juventus that season. And the season after, they sack him mid-season. And a month later, he joins Everton. If it wasn't for Florentino Perez doing him a favor and getting him back to Madrid, he wouldn't have revived his career. This is not me saying Arteta shouldn't get sacked. But nobody at that time thought Sarri was a bad manager because he never won the league, right? Even though he was progressing Napoli season on season. So we have to also like put things into context. Was he a good manager? For sure. Arteta, is he a good manager? Has he done a good job so far? 100% he's done. But now it's just about, can he take us to the next level or not? Which is yet to be seen.
Exactly my point. People that discredit Arteta's job is, I actually think, look where you were and where you are now as Arsenal. That is reality. That is reality. Do you know what the problem is?
Here we go. You're gonna lil bro them now. Go ahead, lil bro them. Yalla.
No. Do you know what the other argument? Devil's advocate here. That if Maresca finish above Arsenal this season, that proves that this whole that Arteta did, it went into nothing. Because Maresca in one season with unproven, lots of players are unproven. The Madwake is unproven, by the way. Jackson is unproven. Fofana was all right. Colwell is unproven. Kukurea, a lot of people wanted him out. Malagusto is unknown. Reece James is injured. Caicedo was at Brighton. He wasn't a star like the other people.
If Maresca finishes above Arsenal and he has Robert Sanchez in goal, that man deserves Coach of the Year.
It's not Coach of the Year. It proves that, well, Arsenal maybe could have gone with all of this, without all of this, phases and processes, to the top as well, because Chelsea would have been finished third, coming from 6th, coming from 12th, with one manager. Do you guys
so we
see
don't
the
take
point?
into account. We don't take into account that they spent 1.5 billion in the last 2-3 years.
And we spent
half that money.
Hang on. Do we take into account that we sold 700 million pounds worth of players?
Because you had the quality to do it. We didn't have that. Bro, who did David?
You spent 800 mil. But you spent 100 mil. David. What is your point is irrelevant. You know why?
Your point is irrelevant because David's most thing is if Maresca finishes above Arsenal, so let's say you finish third and we finish fourth, right? Is everything that was done for nothing. I agree you sold players and that's why you were able to buy them because you had players to sell. When Arteta joined Arsenal, who did we have to sell for like 50 million, 60 million, 70 million? We didn't have any of those. You get what I mean? That doesn't discredit Arteta's job. Maresca finishing above him.
But you're using the 1.5 billion as a way to say Maresca has this added accelerator to what he's done. Hence why he's done it faster.
Yes.
But my argument is against that, is that because we sell well, it looks like that. But it's not. Because we had Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, and Timo Werner as our front three at the start of this. Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing because all of them are defective in their own ways.
Wait. How much did you sell them for? How much did you sell them for?
We sold Mount for 50. We sold
exactly Havertz for 65.
But my point is, Arsenal are a bad selling club. Hence, why your sales look bad. No, it's not.
Yeah, but David, name me the other club.
We finished 12th.
I agree, David. I agree. But a lot of these players, while I understand you, a lot of these players, they had certain peak moments at Chelsea that made them valuable. By the way, you talk about Havertz at Arsenal, right? Maybe we were stupid to pay 65. Why were Bayern and Real Madrid also chasing after him? If he's that crap. I think he is as a striker. But the point is he still had value in the market. Mason Mount, for whatever reason, because of the Champions League assist and the fact that he was your best player 2 seasons in a row, whatever, people had that crazy illusion about him. He still was very valuable. We didn't have players like that. The players who we had who could have been of that value, like Aubameyang, for example, were either too old and were losing that value, or were kind of young and problematic, so we kind of shipped them off immediately, like Guendouzi and all these kind of guys in Willock, who never turned out to be decent anyways. We didn't have those kind of players that we could sell for that kind of money. This isn't discrediting Maresca's...
My point is, the reason is because your club is bad at selling. Because you could have sold Aubameyang for 60, 70 mil, but you didn't, because you held on.
He was 31, though.
Come on, he was not only was he 31, he also fell off with the manager. It's like when Trossard... We bought Trossard for 28 million, which when you look back at hindsight, 28 million is such good business in January, but that's because he fell off with De Zerbi. He had major issues with him and they wanted to let him go. It's same with Aubameyang, right? The same with Ozil, the same with Pepe. All these guys fell off. When you fall off with the manager, it's very difficult for you to sell him at a decent value. We didn't have that issue. By the way, again, I'm not discrediting Maresca's job. I'm just saying if Maresca does an amazing job in a year after taking a team that's been spent, that has like 1.5 billion spent on it, there's nothing, I'm not trying to insult your team, but I'm just saying it's not crazy to think that. The same way if Slot wins the league this season, of course, you can obviously criticize Arteta because I don't think Slot should have been able to take Liverpool and have them overlap Arsenal from where they ended the last 2 seasons. I agree with that. But let's not act like Slot took a crap Liverpool team. The same Liverpool team has like 4 world-class players, where you could argue Arsenal maybe have 1 or 2. You get what I mean? So it's not the same thing. All this does not discredit the job Arteta has done. If people want to say he's not good enough to win the league, fair enough. That's different. But for those saying he's a shit manager and he's not done a good job, I'm sorry, that's crazy. Because there's no evidence that Maresca or Slot could have taken over Arsenal of 2019 and been able to get us to where we are right now. I don't think that's insane to say. I don't know why people get triggered about that. I just genuinely don't.
No, I just get defensive when people talk about my 1.5 billion spent. Like it came out of nowhere. Like we didn't have to sell.
I remember there was like a thing, I think when Abramovich sold that there was a clause where they had to spend that kind of money. Is that not true?
Yeah,
exactly. So it makes sense.
He also cleared all the debt when he left as well.
Yeah.
So
he wrote it off
from a clean slate. So there's context. But Maresca's.
Let me do
the context. You can't let Maresca finish above you this season.
But guys, can I ask you guys a question, genuinely, including you, David? Do you guys actually think they'll finish above us in the league?
No.
I actually think there is a possibility.
I believe
possibilities are always there. Forest can finish third. That's a possibility.
No.
If you had to pick right now, Mo,
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do this.
I know it's a false equivalency. I get it. I'm asking you, who do you think will finish higher right now if you had to pick a team? Exactly. You're saying that.
But Ashraf, the way I look at it is, if you'd asked me that question...
Of course, Arsenal. What are you asking, Ashraf? I have no evidence of Chelsea finishing about consistency. Chelsea are very inconsistent.
But my point is, if you asked me that question at the start of the year, I would have been like, no chance in hell.
Zero. I said zero chance Chelsea finish above Arsenal. Zero.
That question now, it's like, 20% maybe. There's a chance.
Look at
The
The
Hyper
reason
Real.
why it's 0% for me,
No, I
honestly,
don't get it, bro. Why do people cry,
reason-
bro? They cry so hard. It's unbelievable.
no, I'm not crying about it. Generally, the reason why for me it's 0 is because I'm just looking at. I think we can all agree this is such a horrendous start for Arsenal. Obviously, with the difficult fixtures, because out of the top 10,
You guys, Ashraf, do you want me
out
to
of,
tell you
one
what?
sec, one sec.
Opta-
Let me just land this. Yeah, out of the top 10 teams right now in the Premier League table, right now we've played 5 of them away. Right, the fact that we have been this bad and we have started with these kind of fixtures and we're still level on points with a very, very good start for Chelsea, because all of us agree that Chelsea have done really well.
You're available
We're
on
still
point with
level.
Chelsea. That's an achievement.
No. My point is, no, Mo. My point is, I think there's a high probability we can say that Arsenal will click and go on a good run. I don't think there's a high probability that Chelsea are going to do so much better than what they've done so far.
Hey Mo, what did those Opta stats say about the start? Because I think I've seen the.
Do you guys know there are two things that I actually said? Me and Husam, you know, I like percentages and I'm a very statistics person in terms of like how much favors they think this is. You guys know there are 2 websites, Opta and something. Do you know how much percentage they give Arsenal to win the league now?
5%.
3 and 5. Do you know
Yeah,
what was
I
the
saw the 5.
percentage in the beginning of the season? 40.
Yeah, but
40%.
wait. You know why this is crazy?
Why is it
Who did
crazy?
Liverpool? I'll tell you. So Liverpool in the
Who did
next...
Liverpool play? Here comes.
Yeah. No. I'm telling you why this is crazy, because it's extremely dynamic. It's not a fixed variable over a long period of time, which means Liverpool in the next, 5-6 games, they have Everton away, which, I mean, nobody will know better than Husam. They've only won 1 game there in the last 7 seasons. They have City at Anfield. Maybe Liverpool will win that probably. They have Tottenham away and they have Newcastle away. If they drop points in 2 of them, and let's say Arsenal win the next 5, that Opta start will change immediately. It's not like it's a fixed thing. So it changes with every game week. So you telling me it's 5% now? Yeah, because our results in the last 2-3 weeks have been bad. If we win our next 3 games and Liverpool drop in the next 3 games, that suddenly will switch up like tremendously.
I agree with you.
Look at
Liverpool
it
are the
now.
underdog. I agree.
No, I don't think you're the underdog. Relax. I'm not going that far.
We're the underdog.
But,
We're the underdog.
but I do think, but anyone who says
I'm the
Liverpool
left
are
on the
gonna beat-
By the way, the percentage says that Liverpool are favorites to win the Premier League, but I don't
60%,
think.
I don't care what the
I don't
percentage
think. As long as they are still 4 points or 5
That
points
you know
only
what to
ahead
do.
of City,
That you know what to do.
it's not that. I don't think Liverpool are
I'm the
favorites
left
to win
with
the
the
Premier
3.
League.
I'm not the fault.
Can I ask?
Stop,
Okay,
خلاص, stop.
I'm not going to say it because
Stop.
if I say it, people will think I rate Liverpool. I've praised them a lot.
Not
I
to
said
do
if they
that.
got Caicedo last season, they would have won the league easy.
خلاص, stop.
So I'm gonna ask you guys
to do
this. Yeah, in the top 10 teams right now in the league, the top 10 right now, Liverpool have only played 1 away game. I'm not saying they're not being tested because I've seen them against AC Milan. I saw them against Leverkusen. They decimated them. But do you guys not think the fact that they've played only 1 away game from the current top 10 and the fact that they still have to play Villa away, Newcastle away, Spurs away, City away, Chelsea away, whereas we've finished all those games, do you guys not think there's a chance we could close that to 5 points by the end of the year? Or is it impossible?
No, it's not impossible. But what about City? What about
No,
Chelsea?
I'm only
What about
forget Chelsea.
Villa?
I'm not even taking Chelsea into account.
Newcastle.
But I'm talking about
Yeah, Chelsea
I'm talking
aren't into account. They are.
yeah. So I'm
No,
talking
but
about
just,
Liverpool
I'm
because
just saying the buffer. The
100%.
But let's just say for an example, right? They closed the gap by 5, but in that
Yeah.
5, there are still, Chelsea are also 5, and Newcastle are 6, and Forest are 8, and
I'll
you know what
explain.
I mean?
I'll
There's
tell
like-
you.
There's still that thick group of teams that are all.
I'll tell
competing.
you.
We're all
Can I,
gonna take-
before
reason
you go on, guys, there's about 850 people here. We aren't even on 300 likes. I have a poll.
Fraud.
Vote in the
Fraud.
poll, guys. We can get to 500. Also, if you're new to the channel, I'm really on the way to 27,100. So hit that like button, people. Come on now. It's very important. We hit that like button, people, and subscribe if you're new. It's very important. Come on now. Hit that like button and subscribe. Go ahead, Ashraf.
And bell notification, guys. That's how I used to always get footy judge most channels. So put bell notification on. I'm saying the reason I'm not taking the other teams into account, David, no disrespect, they don't have the stamina to last all season, in my opinion. Like City, like Liverpool, and I think like what Arsenal did last season, at least, right? If we are 5 points by the end of this year away from Liverpool, I don't think we'll win the league. I don't think we're favorites anymore. I said it, like, if we are more than 5 points behind after the Chelsea game, I don't think we're favorites to win it anymore. But if we are 5 points behind Liverpool at the end of this year, at the end of December, Do you know what that resembles? That resembles last year. Husam will tell you last year, after the end of the year, they were 5 points ahead of us. We did a 12-point swing on them by the end of the season. We finished 7 points ahead of them. Now, people will say, yeah, but it's different circumstances. Yeah, but they had Klopp, they had world-class players. So I can easily say, how do we know that the same thing won't happen to Liverpool now? Especially given that their fixture list last season was harder in the first half versus now, right? The other threat is City. I agree with you, yes. City being 4 points ahead is also a problem. So the fact that we have to chase Liverpool and City by a big gap, I think that could be a problem. But if we are 5 points away from Liverpool by the end of the year, I genuinely think we have a better chance of winning the league then. But obviously, we have to be 5 points behind them by then. Which could happen, man. Newcastle, Tottenham, Everton, and City are difficult games. So
Yeah, I agree with you. We're the underdogs.
I wish someone had the actual stats on who's actually had the hardest start to the season.
I actually saved it somewhere.
Because I still haven't, because I've not seen an official thing that says Arsenal have had the hardest start.
Actually,
yeah, but David, do you not just think logically saying going away to Villa, Newcastle, City, Spurs, Chelsea, do you not logically think that's a very, very tough patch?
Yeah, but it might not be the hardest start. It just might not be.
How would it not? If out of the current top 10 teams, so before the season started, all these fixtures are considered extremely difficult. After the season started, if you look at the existing top 10, Arsenal have played half of them away from home. 5, basically. So whether you look at it in the present moment or whether you look at it before the season started, I don't see how we cannot tell Arsenal had the most difficult fixtures so far. That's not an excuse. I still think Newcastle, Bournemouth, and Liverpool, we should have won those games. We screwed ourselves over. So I'm definitely saying we've messed up, but it doesn't change the fact that we've had very difficult fixtures. I assume more than anyone else. When I say more than anyone else, I mean the top 6, not the
only issue with your logic is you're assuming you win those games at home. That's the logic. And
which ones?
Like the Villa one, you lost to Villa at home last season. You lost to Fulham. You lost to West Ham.
Yeah, of course.
We can't make the assumption that it's minus. It's like 0 for Liverpool away from home against these clubs, but it's +3 for Arsenal. It's
correct.
It doesn't work that way. If that's the case, then we have 6 games we're gonna lose away from home that you're gonna win at home. Like that's just not the
Sam, can I ask you something? In the next 10 games of Liverpool, you play Southampton away, Man City at home, Newcastle away, Everton away. You play Fulham at home. You play Southampton again and Spurs. You play
Southampton
away.
Is the League Cup.
Sorry. You play Spurs away and Leicester. How many points do you think you could drop? 4 max? Maybe you draw to City? Maybe. Logically speaking, how much?
I don't know. We lost to Forest at home.
Thank you for the content, Sam. Appreciate your content, to be honest.
You're welcome.
Seriously. You're being really...
I think Spurs, City, and Everton. I think they drop points in these 3 games.
What?
I'm not going to put pressure on my own club.
Habibi, nobody's listening to you from your own club to put pressure on them. I want your opinion. What do you expect to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
We're going to finish 3rd and win the Carabao Cup.
Okay, I'm talking about the games. Yes, you're going to fall off in the second half of the season. What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. I don't know what to expect. This is the reality. I really don't know what to expect because we did lose to Nottingham Forest at home. And if you ask me before Nottingham Forest, I would have said we're going to win.
Bro, you won on other 10 games.
Yeah, so it's a possibility that maybe we drop points to Southampton and then beat Man City. I don't know. We can be inconsistent.
It's fine. All Liverpool fans, they've had their yearly conference of what to do for the rest of the season.
Traumatized, bro. It's ridiculous.
I'm the underdog. I don't win titles.
Play it down until they can't lose it anymore, and then they can say it's the greatest.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna do what Spurs fans did last season. Szoboszlai is better than Odegaard. You think I'm that type of guy?
You know what I mean? Like, they're playing it smart.
November.
There's no point biting on it. There's no point. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bite because it's November.
I'm not trying to make you bite.
If that was Chelsea up there, do you know how much I'd be telling Don and Ches to shut up? Shush. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like you.
We're not favorites, bro. We're still building. We're on the way, but we're not there. That's not our
fans last season said that Romero was the best centre back in the league, and that Maddison is better than Odegaard, and that Bissouma is the best DM in the league. And it wasn't just Spurs fans; even rivals fell for all that hype and shit. Then they died off. So for me, I need more consistency. then we'll talk. And we need to sign players in January. There's 100 different things we need to do. The difference between us and Spurs is we have world-class players. That's one thing that is a massive difference. The only player for them that you could consider close to world-class is Son. So will it be as bad as a fall-off where we fucking like finish 5th like them? No. But at the same time, November 12th, 2024, I'm not going to say we're going to win the Premier League because I'm top of the league by 5 points in fucking November. That's not how this thing works. I have to wait until May.
I agree.
I'm the underdog until March. Until I'm 20 points above in March, then I'm not underdog.
20. You need 20 points cushion to be favorite.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I do.
Even City are not that good, Husam.
Okay, not 20. That's exaggerating. 15.
50.
I think you're 5 points ahead by March or then you win the league, I think. If you're 5 points ahead by March.
It's too early. It's too early. I'm not going to apply pressure on my own club. This is not first season. We have to spread the propaganda. I've already started the leopard and the tree propaganda. Everyone's spreading it now. So you could see the leopard and the tree emoji in the chat. That's me. I started that shit. I said it.
Wait, so
TV,
were you upset when you guys lost the league last season?
No, because I called it before it happened. I was the only one in January screaming, we need to buy a forward. And then Diaz scored away in the FA Cup against Arsenal, and people flocked to my chat to ask for apologies. Then he proceeded to turn into a shit version of Stuart Downing for 6 months. Nunez missed every chance in front of goal. And then they're like, where's Salah? Where's Salah?
So who do you need right now in January for you to say, yeah, we're going to win the league?
We need a centre back. We need a DM. And possibly a forward, to be honest. But what we need the most is a midfielder, because Gravenberg ain't going to play 70 games, Champions League, Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, everything. You need to rest players. So mostly midfielder. And not even necessarily like a 6, like a destroyer 6, just a player who can play in midfield. Zubimendi, Chouameni, Stiller, Ederson. We need bodies as well. We have a really thin squad. So that's why I also have to be very patient with this whole Liverpool winning the league stuff, because we have a squad that isn't strong. We don't have a strong squad. We have players that are irreplaceable. That's the thing. Like Kelleher, Alisson, everyone here knows Kelleher is a good keeper. He's played at Wembley, bro. Like everyone knows this. But the other players in the squad is where they make a massive impact. So yeah, we have 2 players we can't afford to lose at any point in time.
2, Van Dijk and Salah.
Those are the 2 that
those are the 2 players. Let me do this super chat. No, before that, there is one. We had such a bad transfer. Is that on Arteta or Edo?
I mean, I can answer that. If people think it was a bad transfer, it's on both 100%. Because we've seen evidence in the past that both of them go side by side. Like they work together. They don't necessarily disagree on things. Mudryk, when that deal came out and the reports came out, apparently that Josh Kroenke signed off on paying 95 million. It was Edu and Arteta that said, no, it's fine. He's not worth it. So I don't think there's a difference. This is where I don't understand people celebrating Edu's departure. You realize every transfer he's done that's over 20 million, so every major transfer outside Fabio Vieira has actually banged for us. Every other transfer. So I don't understand why people are celebrating it like, oh, this guy's the one who ruined the club. People are saying, oh, he didn't get us a striker. I don't know if that's Edu or if that's Arteta, right? A lot of David is gone. A lot of the reports came out recently. Even David Ornstein was saying that Arteta has unchecked power in the club, right? And they were saying that Arteta is going to have a hand in picking the next sporting director, maybe Rosicky, maybe Maresca, who are supposedly supposed to be his boss. How could you say a manager doesn't have enough power if he's going to have a major influence in picking the sporting director? So people are saying, oh, Edu didn't get us a striker. How do we know that Arteta didn't say, hey, get me Sesko, because I don't want to get a starter. I like Havertz. They tried for Sesko. Sesko said, no, I'm staying at Leipzig. And he said, okay, I'm done with the rest. So I don't understand why people are saying that. There's no evidence that Edu is the one who said, I can't get a striker. And Arteta said, no, I need a striker.
Yeah, it's kind of... Let me do this. If a signing from Sociedad stopped the 700 million wasted, Tom. If a signing... Yeah, Zubimendi. If a signing from Sociedad stopped the 700 million pound wasted. He's talking about City. If City signs Zubimendi and they win the league, or he's talking about Liverpool?
Arsenal. 800
Arsenal.
million.
Oh, Arsenal. Okay.
Yeah.
Signing from Sociedad stops it. Stops what? Like, you mean if Zubimendi
If
goes to
Liverpool
Liverpool?
signs Zubimendi and then proceed to win the league, he's 50 million. That's his price. So
Yes.
800 minus 50 is 750.
Yeah. Oh my God. 700 million wasted. No, but I disagree with this.
That's
Tom.
how it works.
You know why I disagree with you? Because
Ashraf, don't be
Liverpool have-
rattled. Why are you rattled? Ashraf, relax. Habibi.
I'm not. That's why I didn't answer him. It's
actually
crazy.
I disagree because at the end,
Tom said he had David Coote in his party earlier.
let me just you can't do that because Salah and Van Dijk are worth a lot more than all of these players together. I understand what you're saying, Mo, but please look at the team that Arteta took over. Enzo has taken over Chelsea. It's just the right time.
Just the right time. Yeah. That's
100%. But yeah, Arteta, I never discount Arteta for the work he's done because he literally developed a lot of players. The
Can I give you
Odegaard,
my
the Sakah's, the
opinion?
Gabriel. Yeah.
I think Chelsea could have been third with Poch this season. I ain't even gonna lie.
Bro, if you look at their games in the second
Maresca
half of
made
last
slight
season,
tactical adjustments. I own that, but listen, this development was gonna happen regardless. I'm gonna be sorry, Rudy.
yeah. Why are people discrediting that they were 12th in the first half of last season and he took them to 6th? Okay, maybe the players, whatever. The point is they made massive developments. They reached the League Cup final, lost to Liverpool, reached the FA Cup semi-final where they should have won if it wasn't for Jackson against City, and they might have beaten United in the finals. Why are people acting like there wasn't progression already happening last season? I don't know.
There was progression, but then Chelsea fans are just very miserable, unfortunately. So
Tom, you turfed out FA Cup winners and looks bare about Arsenal. I mean, Ashraf,
You turfed out FA Cup winners and it looks bare.
only FA Cup winner.
Okay. Thanks for the super chat.
Tom, thank you so much. Bro, if Arteta ends his career with only FA Cup and Arne Slot wins the league, bro.
When you say career, you mean Arsenal career? Because
Arsenal
he can still
career,
manage
of course.
elsewhere.
The guy will manage somewhere else and will win, bro. He's not a bad manager. Arteta's not a bad manager. You cannot do what you did last season and the season before and be a bad manager. It's impossible, actually. And people cannot have it both ways where they say the players are bad. Okay, which one is it? Indian managers make players world class. Arteta didn't do. Okay, I disagree with this. Arteta developed Sakah, Odegaard, Saliba, Ben White, Gabriel. By the way, Ramsdale, even David Raya. I disagree with you completely. Thomas Partey has improved under Arteta. Declan Rice has improved.
Wait, here's another example. 7 years of
don't
crap
know.
with Xhaka, Granit Xhaka, and Arteta gets him to
what
play a
if
lot
Klopp
better.
had Martinelli? Do you think this would be the view of him publicly? He's Bolivian, he's Peruvian. Do you think people would be saying that? I think Martinelli probably could score 20 goals in the Klopp system. I'll be so honest.
Yeah, but
might.
then Klopp didn't improve Darwin Núñez. So now what? Where do we go?
Arteta,
Darwin
people
Núñez, I don't think Pep can improve him. You can't improve.
Come on, come on, you're saying that. I can say the same thing about Martinelli.
Who do you
I can
think
say the
is
same thing.
better? Do you
Darwin
think,
Núñez scored a goal against Aston Villa on the weekend, and I celebrated. And he went reset factory settings. like
Yeah,
the
he
Samsung
missed that.
phone.
It's crazy.
Then he missed three.
Did you see the one-on-one? Did you see the way
Yeah.
he took that shot, the one-on-one? I'm like,
Yeah.
how are you a
Just
professional footballer?
way out
How?
wide. Yeah, it's
How?
mad.
Didn't
How
even
would
hit the
you?
target.
How do you open your body and finish and it goes that
Wallahi,
way?
I
Reset
can finish
factory
that better.
setting.
Wallah on my
Bro,
life.
and also-
you know. on Samsung-
I was like banging my hand. How did you finish the one you finished in the cup top bins from outside the foot, and then you turned into a donkey in front of the goal and you finish, bro? The ball 7 yards outside the goal. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's
I
what
give
I'm
up.
saying. Imagine,
I give
like,
up. I
listen,
give up.
You know, on Samsung, sometimes you have to do a hard reset where you just hold both things at the same time, like for 15 seconds. Reset factory settings. That's him. He just scored the goal and then he reset factory settings.
Tom is saying 8th and 2nd still 1-0. Wallahi, Copium is mad. 8th or 2nd.
You have to win something. I do agree with that.
Yeah,
Yes,
that doesn't. Even if he doesn't win anything by the end of the season, that doesn't mean he's a shit manager. It means he might not be at the level needed. Doesn't make him a shit manager. Do you understand what a shit manager is? You can't put Arteta in the same box as, like, I don't know, your Frank de Boers and your I don't know, Gary Neville's and all that crap. Like, what do you mean by shit manager?
Yeah.
Shit manager
For
cannot take a club
example.
that's 8th with that much pressure as Arsenal, because the fan base, the fan base, 70% of them wanted Wenger out by the end of. Do you know what it means to want your legendary manager out? He came on with so much pressure, and he took us from 8th, 5th, 2nd. Like, you cannot say he's a shit manager because of that.
Nilut Pal is saying Chelsea will finish above Arsenal. Reminder number 3. Nilut Pal has always maintained that.
Nilut Pal has been saying this for the last
for a while. There is no concept of easy games in the Premier League. Sometimes your run is harder than what you think, to be honest. The Fulham aways, the Brentford's away, they become very hard. And you think they're easy games and they're just tough.
Yeah, but that's what I told Ashraf. You can't just do +3 for Arsenal and 0 for Liverpool.
Yeah, that's what they do. We're going on a 10 games run. We're collecting 30
but
points.
I'm doing it
because after doing all this stuff, your next game is Forest at home. What if Forest come back?
What if it's 0-0, 1-1?
You know, Ashraf, you're a smart man. You have watched Nuno Santo. This guy has gotten wins at the Etihad and Anfield, bro. There's nothing stopping him from winning at the Emirates. Like, this guy can give you that most disgusting low block known to mankind for 90 minutes and have a guy run on the counter-attack, Tayo Awoni, and just score a 1-1. And it's 1-0, and you can play 5 hours and you will not score a goal. You know this.
Yeah, they gave us a difficult game last season. We beat them 2-1. But my point is, Husam, I'm talking about like probabilities. Like, I'm going based on the last 2 seasons. Of course, if I say generally what can happen in the Premier League, by the way, here's the thing about, because we were on this show, the 3 of us plus maybe George, and I was like, man, who are Spurs playing this weekend, guys? And you guys started laughing and saying Ipswich at home, so 100% they'll go ahead of you. And fair enough, I was one of them. I thought they'll slap Ipswich. To be honest, not slap. I predicted 2-1 Spurs, but we saw what happened. Ipswich won at freaking Spurs. So I know anything can happen, but I'm just going based on the last 2 seasons. Mo has said this many times. Arsenal last season won like 16 games, drew 1 and lost 1 in a span of 18 games, which is a pretty incredible number. I don't think that was fluke. I don't think that was coincidence. The season before as well, we had like a massive run. So to say we could do that again this season, when I think we're stronger in many departments, I don't know. I don't think it's mental to say, especially the fixtures we have.
Look. He heard Arsenal slander. He woke up. Look, Ahmed in the chat. Look.
Oh, yeah, he's here.
Arsenal dictionaries, if, when, young team. Ahmed is the biggest Arsenal hater I've met my whole life, bro. This guy hates his club.
I've seen. It's just agenda driven. It's crazy.
Yeah.
If, when, young team. If, when, young team. It's crazy. We did this. The Athletic did a study a few days ago. Arsenal had the 5th hardest schedule. Chelsea had the 2nd. Your assumption is wrong, Ash.
Yeah, share the article. I'm curious to see like what their parameters were. Like genuinely, I'm curious to see what the parameters were. Because before the season started, I remember seeing a study where we were 2nd or something. Yeah, but what does the rating come from? Because Mo, before the season started, I remember they did this table, and basically they had like the fixtures with color. So like dark red if you play against a team that finished in the top 2 or top 3 last season. Then red if you played against a team that finished in the top 5 or 6. And we were 2nd in that list, right? And now if you look at it mid-season, I'm just saying, if you look at the top 10 teams in the Premier League right now, Arsenal have played 5 of them away from home. This is like on form. So I'm not even looking at, my assumptions and what I think a team will do. I'm actually saying, let's look at the performances.
Guys, listen to Lewis and let's get to 400 likes. We're still about like 750. Lewis, by the way, you're going viral on Twitter. I guess you know that, Lewis. You're going viral for the Havertz clip. Yeah. And people are trying to tell him this and that, bro. He said what he feels. He's a fan. And he didn't tell it to the player's face. So who cares? I'm with you, Lewis. How can Liverpool be favorites? We haven't played anyone. Red Indian. Yes. That's a fact, Red Indian. You haven't played anyone. The problem is, bro, people still say that.
I'm the leopard in it.
Bro, which is literally the reality. Some Arsenal fans go on YouTube and say, by the way, Liverpool have not been tested yet.
Oh, that's mad.
You literally just said that, Ashraf.
I didn't say they haven't been tested. Wait, no, stop. I literally give examples. I give examples of games.
Of the difference between your games versus their games.
Yes, that doesn't mean they haven't been tested. They
like you. Okay, let me add it. They haven't been tested like you. They haven't been tested like you.
Yeah, 100%. They haven't been tested like this. Why is that? That's different from saying they haven't been tested. I even give examples of how they
If I
decimated.
add like you is good.
But that changes the whole context.
Okay.
It's like me saying, Mo, you I don't know, you're not tall. Like Husam,
Yeah.
for example. There's a difference, right? If I just say, Mo, you're not tall, that means you're a short person. But if I say, Mo, you're not as tall as Husam, that means you might be tall, but you're not as tall as Husam. Do you see the difference?
But in football, you say they haven't been tested like us. You means your start is tougher than them, right?
Yes, which is what I've been alluding to. Yeah. Our fixtures have been harder because the most difficult games Liverpool have played so far. I don't know why you look at that because I really want to see what is
Ashraf, no, put that back up again, Mo.
Liverpool
Ashraf,
actually 14th. You're right.
No, but you want to know the problem
14th.
with this list? City have even had an easier start than us, and they're below us right now.
But that's the reality. City are below you. There is a 16th. You are the 14th. Arsenal 7th.
And by the way, when
I
said
the point completely, by the way. Put it up again.
Okay. I get your point now. Yeah.
Yes, City have had an easier start than us, but they're below us in the league.
Okay. Based on your logic, also City should have been ahead of Liverpool then, because if it's based on
no. Wait. We have to separate two things. Liverpool have done amazing. Liverpool have done incredible, right? They're exclusive thing. They're not correlated. Liverpool could have been an amazing so far in the games they've played, and maybe overachieved in some of them, right? But it doesn't change the fact that they have not had as difficult a fixture list as Arsenal. I don't see how that's related. City, we've all agreed, have been underperforming. If you came to me before the season started and told me they will lose to Brighton, they will lose to Bournemouth, they will drop points to Newcastle that they won against last season, I would have been like, what the hell is going on? What are you talking about? Remember, Mo, after Rodri got injured and I came on your show and you asked me, how do you think this will impact City? And I told you they won't. Pep Guardiola will figure it out. They'll continue winning games. But they haven't done that. So City have underachieved and have underperformed based on where they should have been doing. That's the difference between what I'm trying to say.
And you did as well, right?
100%. I told you, Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Liverpool, there's no excuse. We should have won those games regardless of what happened. Regardless of the red card.
Which is why I told you you can't just do +3 directly for you. Yani. That's the thing.
I know, Husam. Look, things could obviously go to shit and we could like lose.
If you lose to Forest, it's done then. Khalas.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think we'll win the league now itself. I don't think we're favorites anymore. But I'm saying, is it crazy to say that Arsenal could go on a good run? I don't think it is. Just when you look at the extra list. And when you look at the players who have come back, by the way.
Tom is saying, no, Odegaard, he developed Odegaard, Tom, if that's what you mean. He definitely developed Odegaard. Yes, you didn't have Odegaard, but come on now. They didn't have Odegaard, but come on. They developed Odegaard 100%. So if Arteta has too much power, why is the sporting director not doing his job and reining him in? Why have a sporting director at all?
That's a very good question. I actually discussed this with Saad on the Football Corner, and I told him, for me personally, this has to come from the upper management, the CEO, Richard Garlick, Vinay Venkatesham, whoever is running right now, Josh Kroenke. Because imagine this, right? Imagine you're in a company where you are a GM, you report to the vice president, right, who wants things run in a certain way, but then the C-level says, hey, you know what, GM? I want you to run this thing the way you want, right? You don't even need to ask for anyone's approval. Just do whatever you need to do, right? The VP is not going to come and overrule me now because the C-level has given me that much power. I think, in my opinion, that's when Josh Kroenke or Richard Garlick or whoever is above Edu should have set the standards clear. That, hey, Arteta, you don't run shit. Edu, you're the one who steps in, you're the one who decides. It's like when Klopp said, I want Mario Götze and Julian Brandt, and Michael Edwards vetoed and said, nope, we're getting Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. That's how I think a sporting director should be running a football club.
Okay.
It's not, you want to work with the manager, that's fine, but you should still have the final decision. And I think that, for me, is on the management.
Question was world class. Sakah, Saliba are world class. None of them are world class. They haven't even won a major trophy yet. Not yet. Red Indian, they aren't world class. Tom is saying, Ash, recency bias and still won nothing in 2 years.
What does have to do with Arteta being a good manager? So, okay, fair. So he has to win something, otherwise he's a shit manager. Wow.
It's not black and white, Tom. It's not black and white like this. It is not black and white like this. I don't think anyone just think about it as a black and white like this. He's a good manager. Maybe he's not a top manager. But
yeah, that's fair.
He's a good manager, Tom. We played the top 6 plus Newcastle. That's 6 of the top 10. That's Chelsea, Elias. Yeah, Chelsea had a tough run, actually. Chelsea played Liverpool,
didn't. Yeah.
Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle. They did, Elias. You're right. This is why in the picture,
I will say, Elias, this is not me discrediting Chelsea. They have done really, really well. Kudos to them. But they have played Arsenal at home. They've played City at home. They've played Newcastle at home. Have they played Spurs? Because he said top 6. Have they played Spurs?
No.
No, so they haven't played. Unless he means the current top 6 in
Current
the
top 6. Current.
Ah, fair. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So if you look at the main 3, Liverpool, Arsenal and City, plus if you add Newcastle and all that he mentioned, you've played them all at home, right? So maybe when you play them away, it might be harder.
Overachievers, that's why we are, bro, 6 Champions League and 19 leagues. That's Liverpool, overachievers. 19 league. So hopefully you can win the 20th this season and Mohamed Salah will be crowned the GOAT of the Premier League. Anyway, listen, people, I want to thank everyone that is here. This is going to take you to Ziad. Tonight, Husam has a show at 9, right? With a great panel. So Don Husam's channel, of course, if you haven't subscribed to Don Husam, you're absolutely fraud. So Husam, of course, you have to be absolutely on Husam's channel. Today at 9, I will have Rivals Rumble at 10:30. But this will take you to Ziad. Go and support our guy, Ziad, guys, doing a Chelsea stream. Support the guy. Thank you, Ashraf, for being here. Thanks, David.
His chat with Maresca out.
Maresca.
That's because we have to piss off these Chelsea scumbags. Spam it. I'm going to show you right now in the chat. Maresca out. That's me. Just type that in the chat right here. Spam Maresca out in his chat. I'm going to be there spamming that shit as well. So
yes, guys.
Spam Maresca out.
Yes, guys. And I will see you guys later. We are out of here, people.
Watch the ad face change now.